like that.
So,
Hopefully there's not.
as I get interrupted as I'm starting, last session,
No.
having been told they were going to a green area, the group found themselves in a massive wasteland of snow and nothingness in sight. With nothing to supply them, they made a small makeshift campfire, and my throat went sore, and they were eventually attacked by a frost giant. They did manage to fight it off, but they still seem to be here. What is going on?
Yeah, I bet the next time we're gonna find some place called the Ice Zone, and it's gonna be just all covered in green pastures as far as the eye can see.
There's so many hills in this green zone. I hate it. Larry.
Now it's just Iceland and Greenland all over again. Find a land covered in ice. It's Greenland. Find a land that's just flourishing with green. It's Iceland.
So, what are you guys gonna do?
I'm just gonna continue the commentary and just say one was a real estate scam. Anyway, I'm going back. Well, other than looting the corpse, going back to the fire because it's kind of nippy.
Okay, give me a investigation check to loot the corpse of the giant.
Yep, learn anything important. Investigation.
Yep.
Investigation 3.
Yeah, you find a bunch of scrap, like, what does he say? What, let me check what. Patchwork armor, so a bunch of, like, leather, tough fabric on armor on it, but nothing that really catches your eye.
I'm mostly a dead body.
Yep.
Huge dead body, but yeah. Okay. Going back to the heat. Cause it's cold.
Restarian, how about you? What are you doing?
Hold on one sec. No, it doesn't do shit. That don't do shit. That's not helpful. That's really not helpful. Fuck is that? No, that's not helpful. I got my stylish boots, styling and profiling in these crocodile boots, crocodile rock. To clear his throat, he's gonna look to the sky. And he's gonna shout, "Larry, what the hell?"
No response.
Going back to the fire, but it's warm. I'm cold.
As you see Mina kind of go up to this thing's neck. Still warm, and chomps into his neck.
Yeah, you do. You do you.
As you see her start to kick it a few times. Stupid son of a bitch, that hurt!
So, do you think Larry forgot about us?
I don't know how that. I don't even know if Larry's a dude. I don't know how Larry keeps track of anything, to be honest. He seems like a bit of a scatterbrain.
Yeah.
I don't know how he manages to keep track of anything.
I'm trying to figure if who's the real. I mean, yes, we're the prisoners, but I can't tell if we seem just to be here for his amusement, or because he's just lonely or something. I don't know.
I don't know why we're here either, or how he's doing this and grabbing us all from our multiple different. What I'm guessing is realities, because you're mentioning deities that I've never heard of, and everyone we speak to, it seems to have different life and world experiences, like they're pulled from different universes or timelines or even maybe just different continents. I don't know. It just seems that nobody's familiar with what everyone else is familiar with. Something weird's going on. I don't know how he has the power to do half of what he's doing.
I'm hearing this. So Timmy G,
Yes.
GM, would Jezebel ever heard anything about domains of dread? To elaborate, would she have known anything about like you know how Strad can pull people from different realms into his little corner of the multiverse. Would this kind of suffice underneath that, or is that not a thing?
Yeah, well, I haven't played or looked up the Curse of Strahd, so I'm not 100% sure on that. But
Barovia.
give me Arcana check.
Arcana, not my first choice, but okay. 9. It's better than the 3.
999.
You remember maybe hearing something kind of when Restarian brings up that different realities thing, hearing something similar to that in the past at some like magic school or university that mentioned that, but it was in passing and you didn't seem to care because it's not magic. I have God's favor on my side.
I have
The power of God and anime on my side.
Yep, pretty much. So just comment. It's not out of the realm of possibility. Hey, that everything pulled from different realms or different dimensions or whatever. I don't know. I'm not a mage,
I'm not one of those book
But-
wizards.
but I do recall overhearing something of the like. So it's not impossible, just highly improbable.
Yeah, I just tell stories and sing songs and insult people and they die.
It's, I heal the wounded and cure the sick. It's not much, but it's my calling. Speaking of, and she'll start rummaging through whatever equipment she has. She's looking to see if there's any kind of food. Yeah, we still have leftover. As I recall, last time we burned all the rest.
Nope, you find no. Unless you have something in your character sheet I don't see, you don't have any rations on you.
I've got
Nope.
4 rations left because I used one of my rations at the last time we needed food.
Oh,
That when you were still in the same area?
I remember if it was when we were in the vampire areas. We were in some area outside of the main facility. You're like, we probably could use some food. It's like, oh yeah, I had 5 rations. I'm gonna just eat a ration. Or it could be this area. I don't know. It might have been this area.
I'll be nice and say it was this area and you still have been short enough time you're still full from that. Or you had enough food in you to get by for now.
Oh yeah, I had a ration here because somebody burned the rabbit that we caught.
Yeah, I wonder who that was. Wait, shifty eyes, shifty eyes. What?
We caught a rabbit and somebody burned it. It was like a charcoal brick.
Also, I'm trying to see if I have enough healing spells to get us both back up to full.
Mostly fine at the moment. Couple little scratches.
Yeah. Jezebel's not looking too hot, so she's gonna cure herself. She's gonna cure wounds on herself at 2nd level. Pop that there, and I'm going to now calculate all my bullshit.
Yep, life clerics. So many dice have to be rolled when you heal.
life cleric. If you're not a life cleric, you're most likely doing something wrong.
So let's see, it's 8. Let's see, 8 plus spellcasting. What's the modifier? It's 12.
Then I think you get to add your cleric level to that.
Spell levels.
Spells level, yeah.
Yeah, for Disciple of Light, so that's now 4 for 16. I think there's something else. Shouldn't it 20.
Although you don't get to use Blessed Healer because that has to be cast on healing on somebody else.
That's right, so 16. I want to see if there's anything else I got. Nope, that's it.
Everyone give me a perception check.
Better.
Perception. Aye. 3, 2, 1, hit it.
17.
And
Okay.
Oh, Vampire Friend's gone.
Yeah, the
Oh, Fran,
Ah.
question.
Jezebel, you notice the kicking of the corpse of the frost giant from Ina has stopped. And so was kind of the angry grunting she was doing.
did she abandon us?
I would. Maybe.
She just ran off, walked off somewhere, or what? Because the noises have stopped.
Guess I'll just go check. See if she's actually wandered off or not.
Okay.
So I guess we're gonna leave the comfort of the fire. First, we're gonna go. Just gonna pop this off. I have spells left over.
Good luck. Come back alive.
I don't know if Mina would try anything because he's stuck with us as far as we know, but
Referring to her, is referring to anything else out there?
so do I see Mina out by anyone near the corpse?
Okay, give me another perception or investigation check.
Perception. 22.
You do not see her anywhere around here. But you notice no fresh footprints either. No.
Is it snowing?
No, it's
Currently?
not snowing, but there is snow on the ground. You don't see any new footprints. They're more recent.
Ah.
Cat dice box claw thing.
That's concerning. So,
Oh, you didn't shut up.
Jezebel will walk back. Yeah. So Jezebel will walk back up and says, "Yeah, she's gone, but I can't. I have no idea where she went off to. There's no trail to follow."
Joy.
That's
But not really.
Yeah, that's concerning.
Okay, so you notice that there's only about enough wood here to probably keep the fire going for another hour at most.
Nice. Let's see. What were the instructions Larry left us? Go out, have a good
Larry
time.
left us instructions?
I'm trying to remember what he said before we came here. She, whatever. They.
Give me an investigation check, both of you, real quick.
Two.
Okay. Start investigation. Go. Hen.
Okay. Restarian, you didn't notice it before, but you find a little note in one of your pockets when you were looking for rations.
Mm-hmm.
And you pull it out. And it reads, "Don't die, have fun. Signed, Larry, Esquire."
Said have fun. That's why I threw a snowball at what's her name, the vampire.
Mira.
Yeah, if that's her name.
Mina.
Mina. Yeah, we're
Don't
not.
die, have fun.
We're not dying. But I don't think we're. I think we're far off ways from having fun. I suppose we only have enough. We only have enough firewood for a little longer. We should probably go venture forth, I suppose, and see what we find.
So you're suggesting we leave the warmth and search around to see what we can find?
Well, we'll have to leave eventually.
I know, but I was just honestly kind of hoping we'd leave in the usual fashion where we just get blipped back to wherever it was that we call the facility or whatever.
Yeah, but I don't. That usually happens immediately afterwards, and it hasn't. At the very least, you should probably take a short rest and recover.
All right. Well, do you have a specific place you think we need to explore?
Nope. I haven't checked for south yet, so there's more ruins down there.
What do you think? What do you think Larry means by have fun?
I don't know. He's a madman. That could mean. They literally could mean anything. Fun for him, most likely. She just like pinches the brow of her nose.
Yeah, you can do a short rest if you like, but keep in mind that would use up the last of your firewood.
Yeah, that's what I was figuring.
Hold on. I'd get that back. I'd get that back. I'd get my second wind and my action surge back. I don't know if we're gonna fight into any more dangerous creatures out here. So I'll leave it up to your discretion if you feel the need to take a rest. Lady Jezebel.
Yeah, yeah, short rest it is. Don't know. I didn't see my character sheet. Nope. Let's see.
Honestly, if we really, really needed to or really wanted to, we could take a long rest.
I wouldn't.
We
I
could
wouldn't.
safely take a long rest.
I wouldn't push because we don't really have any kind of protection from the elements.
Well, no, we wouldn't have to worry about the elements, is what I'm saying.
Hmm.
But that's only if we were desperate. We do have a way of taking a safe long rest.
Oh,
Hmm?
I was saying, just about to just went. Oh, how how's that?
2 words, tiny hut.
You know Leoman's tiny hut.
I know Leoman's tiny hut, and it is a climate controlled space. I remember saying it last time that, oh, we could have just used tiny hut.
That's
I
right.
didn't
I
think about
forgot
it.
about that. I did forget about that as well. So by all means, please, like by all means, like go ahead and cast it.
That is if you want a long rest. We could just take a short rest and move on.
I'd rather, I'd rather cover my spells and pray for and pray in the morning. So yes, in other words, by all means, please do. Sorry, I'm
I've
just
got
imagining
I've
the
got spell slots. I can use one and give us 8 hours of a tiny hut inside the space that we are currently in, or like this outer kind of a space where it's wider, where it actually fit without 10-foot radius, stationary duration. Mm, Yeah, atmosphere inside is comfortable and dry regardless of the weather outside.
Okay, so yeah, say you can cast that, and do you want to take a long rest?
Yep.
Okay, so yeah, you
I
can take a
will.
long rest.
All right, and the button. I'm doing so.
Okay, so as the spell hits the 8 hour mark, which is just enough for a long rest, the area collapses and you're suddenly hit with a wave of cold. Give me a constitution check.
Hmm. And that's save, right?
Not save. Well,
Alrighty.
I'm pretty sure it's the same for both of you anyways. It's not...
Yeah, I don't have Constitution save really anyway.
Yep, 12.
16.
Yeah. Jezebel, you get a good shiver runs down your spine. Your next ability check that you have to do will be at disadvantage.
Alright, please remind me. I'm going to forget.
Starion, you're hit with that same wave of cold. Like it's from going outside when it's like below zero. It's just the sudden shift in temperature is just like a shock to you. But you managed to fight through it.
It's brisk. Oh, it is brisk.
The fire is out, and you're both quite hungry.
Well, I guess time to go scavenging. Scrounging.
I'm gonna pull out a ration.
The giant corpse is still there.
Keep that in mind as a last resort. But as we start moving, I'm gonna break out a ration and munch on one of my nutrient cubes or whatever I have as a ration.
Does not have any rations, so.
Some jerky, some well-preserved bread's basically what you got for that ration.
Would you care for something to eat, Lady Jezebel?
If you don't mind, and you don't have to call me. I am no noble.
I will spare one of my rations, bringing me down to 2.
As well,
It's it's not much, but should be better than nothing.
Hey, give me a
Hey.
survival check, both of you.
Real thing.
Survival. 3, 2, 1, 7. I'm not smart or wise.
Just rolled like crap there.
You say survival.
And this
I've been
one won't
rolling
count
like-
as a disadvantage because it's with your mind, not your body. Kind of check.
Yep.
Yeah, you both realize that if you don't get a fire going soon and adequate food, you're gonna be in trouble. Mainly the fire.
Yeah. Also, that's a better. We both have the same survival. Joy. So, time to start looking around and see what we can find. She's going to try and check the giant again, see if it had any rations stored.
Okay, give me another investigation check.
Sure thing. I'm going to cast guidance on myself this time, and remember that.
Ooh, yeah.
Ooh, the cleric hasn't been abusing guidance.
This isn't Baldur's Gate. I have to actually remind myself to cast it beforehand. My heels are back in full force.
no.
Joy.
The hip ups.
It means I'm not breathing properly, so I need to remember that. That was a D4.
Yeah, add a D4 of that. 1, 3,
11.
12.
See that nat 20 on the other side.
Yeah, this
Yeah.
wasn't a hard check the last time you did the investigation, but you rolled like such crap, it didn't matter. You see a pouch on his side. And in it you find a couple big chunks of meat from some animal. You can't tell, but at this point it's been out 8 hours in the frozen wasteland. It's now frozen chunks of meat. But it's
Better
enough
than
meat to
spoiled
feed
meat.
both of you for probably a couple days out here, honestly.
It's better than spoiled chunks of meat since it just froze and preserved itself.
For the most part, yeah. I really don't have anything. I have very few fire spells, but one of them was just literally a shot from God, and not something to cook with. Anyway, we'll put that on the back burner. But yeah, she'll pack that away.
And I thought they smelled bad on the outside.
So let's see. I'll add that to my character sheet.
Chunks of meat.
Chunks of some kind of meat.
You could try to figure out what it is.
That'll be the roll that we both nat 20 on.
I can detect if it's poison or disease. But I think first
Possibly it might either be a nature or survival to figure out what kind of meat it is.
I will take survival if I have to help it.
Okay, yeah, if you want to.
Please don't be people.
It's made out of people.
12 plus again with that 20 on the other side. 14.
Okay, from the size of this, it looks like some kind of four-legged, like, deer, cow, some kind of four-legged animal, kind of like from the rump of it. It is way too big to be anything from a human.
Okay. Less concerned.
What it is, who knows, but it's some kind of four-legged animal.
I will. Jezebel will give one of the frozen chunks to the Restarian. One is thanks for sharing. Thanks for share your rations. And two, because it's just if at least one of us is out of here without dying, that would help.
Hopefully we can both make it through this and not perish in this frozen hellscape.
Well,
You know what? I'm gonna play a song to keep our spirits up. As they're walking, he's gonna pull out his lute and he's gonna play the only song that he can think of in this moment, and that is the Secret Tunnel song from Avatar: The Last Airbender. Secret tunnel, secret tunnel.
I was kind of hoping you'd say through the fire and the flames.
Nah, he's singing about the two lovers that couldn't be together, mountain dividing their people. And this goes on for hours.
Okay. So, what are you guys looking for?
Yes.
Food or shelter, both really.
Or objective goal, something to get us out of here, figuring out why we're even here in the first place.
More of the former. Please get me out of Wonderland. I'm not having fun.
Walking in a winter wonderland. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Walking in a winter wonderland.
Also forge anything wood for a new fire.
We passed like a dozen trees.
I'm waiting for Mr. Timothy to tell me I can rip off practice for it.
Okay, do you want to look at some of the trees?
Yes.
Okay, give me survival check.
Oh, I love survival. 7 plus
1, 4.
11.
Yeah, looking at all the trees you're kind of passing around, they're kind of, most of them are all covered in snow, and you can't tell if any of them are like dead or easy break down and make good firewood at this point. You could maybe try a random one to see how it goes.
Hold on.
But otherwise, looking through this kind of rundown old building, the higher parts here are just kind of solid walls, ground below them, and most of the walls are only about chest high.
I guess we'll try and tear down some of the wood from these mostly from dead question mark trees. See if anything can be used.
Okay, which tree are you gonna try?
This one.
Okay.
Right in front of Jezebel.
Give me a strength check with disadvantage.
Strength check with disadvantage. 5. I got that D4 for guidance. 7.
Yeah, this tree is, as you're kind of shaking it around, it's kind of a pine tree. All the needles on it are still pretty green. This is pretty much a live tree here. And you can't get any of the branches off. They're kind of like still fresh and they're bending more than they're breaking.
Let's see. I can try and sacred flame it. Just hit it with sunlight.
Okay, you can. You want to try that? You can.
Yeah, it's not like it's gonna. It's not like it's suddenly dodge out the way.
Is that a spell?
That's a cantrip.
Sacred flame.
Okay, so yeah, I'd say this thing's dex is negative. So yeah, that hits. As a couple of branches splinter off and parts of it fall off. You have a few branches, enough to get a small fire going that would maybe last like 10 minutes.
Still doesn't have food though. That's something.
Anything you would like to try to do, Ristarian?
I got an idea.
All ears.
I have. Can you think of anyone we've met in our time in the facility that would be good at solving what kind of puzzle we're in right now, Jezebel? Anyone who's got the smarts to figure out what we're supposed to be doing?
Just was trying to think of some of the people back in the cafeteria. Probably the bard we were talking to. What was her name?
Lucky.
Lucky.
There was Lucky, there was Circumference, there was Human.
I haven't spoken to Human.
I spoke to Human. We spoke to Circumference. He was an unusual one, but there was also Lucky.
Doris the lunch lady.
Doris the lunch lady. Doris knows what to do.
That's true.
I say that jokingly, but Doris may actually fucking know what to do.
That's as good as a plan as any.
Because I can phone a friend and potentially get an answer back. I can only send a short message. But
it's worth a shot.
I'm just trying to figure out who the best person would be to contact.
Well, you've been here long. You've been here, there. Yeah, your guess is as good as mine, if not better. Yeah, just about can't really think of anybody that's going to that might be able to provide some advice other than Doris.
So Doris or Lucky, who do you think would be better?
Gonna flip a coin.
I'm honestly leaning towards Lucky, but
yeah, I was kind of leaning towards Lucky too. Yep, Lucky it is. So yes, phone Lucky. Everything okay?
There, Zane?
I'm wording out my 25 words.
Okay.
Oh, right, yeah, sending. Right, got it.
So basically, I've got something along the lines of, "Hey, Lucky, It's Restarian. Larry sent us to Frozen Hellscape. Only broken ruins in sight. Killed Ice Giant. Not sure how get back. Any ideas? And that's 25 words.
Yeah, I was trying to hide that roll, but you get no response back.
Shit. Well, I didn't even see the role you're talking about. It didn't show up for us.
Ah, I guess it.
I did hear something fall, so I guess that was what you're
Well, I
talking
guess those
about.
people
Well-
watching on stream get to see it, but
You motherfucker.
Well, we're on
Shit,
our own.
shit.
On how we gather firewood and hopefully find something we can.
We'll get our firewood. I'm. Maybe I can try again later. Maybe it's something with some interference. I don't know.
because yeah, above game, the second line of
There's a
sending.
5% chance of failing. Yes. If you're on a different plane of existence from the person, there's a 5% chance of failure.
Okay, so
Is that
how
what
do
you're
you wish to
referring
get more firewood?
Is that what you're referring to, Mr. Timmy G? The
Yep.
if you're on a different plane of existence, 5% chance. Yeah, because I saw the nat one looking at the stream now. I'm gonna go down to this chunk of trees and test the trees for wood.
Okay, give me a survival check here.
Survival. Got it. You got it, dude. 12. It's double digits.
Yeah, as you're you go around checking each branch, and you notice one of these trees, this small one, the branches seem to be giving way better, and a couple of them crack off as you bend them too far.
Cool. I got some wood. Giggity.
I'm gonna go lend assistance to lend aid to Restarian. Restarian seems to be having better luck than Isabella's.
How much wood are we able to get from these trees?
Okay, how do you wish to get the wood off of it?
Jezebel. Jezebel. Can you wood trees? I only got this little stabby sword. It's not gonna really help in this situation.
Alright, she's gonna try and weaken it with another Sacred Flame and then smack off the rest of her base.
Okay, roll for Sacred Flame, see how much damage you do.
1 million damage.
10 damage, nice.
Okay, so as you kind of fire the Sacred Flame with this tree, the trunk of it cracks out and splinters into good chunks of firewood. As you notice, this tree's dead. Been dead for a while.
It's in my mouth.
Yeah, Restarian gets a few chunks of wood in his mouth. As you notice, as the snow blasts off it, the needles are all brown and dead.
We found a tree.
Not a dead tree.
We should probably take it back over to the ruins, make a nice campfire.
Albeit still, it was only like the top half of the tree broke off. There's still a bottom half of it.
Let's get over this section first. Jezebel's also gonna keep an eye out for like any kind of wildlife or anything that looks like food.
Give me another perception check.
24.
You see another, at one point, you see another rabbit hopping along right around here.
Right around there?
Yep.
Here's her dexterity. And she gets out the light crossbow. Yeah, I'm an okay shot.
You're welcome to take a shot at it.
Can I mock it viciously?
If you want to.
I would like to make an attempt.
Go ahead, because I'm going to shoot it right afterwards.
Cool. Nice camouflage, dumbass. I could see you a mile away.
Okay. Roll to hit, or whatever it is, or how does mockery work again?
Vicious Mockery is a wisdom save.
Wisdom save. Yes, the wise rabbit.
Rabbity is good, Rabbity is wise.
The rabbit looks at you. As blood starts to drip out of its ears, and its eyes just roll back into its head, it just flops over dead.
Amazing.
I know that roll. I can't figure out how to can't kill a roll after I click.
So you're still going to shoot the light crossbow at it?
Nope, because
Okay.
you said it flopped over dead.
Okay.
There's no point now. But yeah, she'll go collect the rabbit. This time they'll let Restarian cook it.
You still got half a dead tree here.
Yep, she's gonna blast it with her
Sorry, I
save
was
flame.
dealing with farm bottom chat.
Sacred flame, go. 10 damage.
Yeah, pretty much it's only got the stump left.
Cool. I suggest we kind of take the wood back over to the ruins and like one of the more enclosed areas to kind of not have to deal with the wind as much.
Oh, I agree. And she'll start.
Since we
picking up
kind
the
of
wood.
walked past all of this on the way down, I'd kind of recommend this little room here. It's got mostly enclosed.
Yep, and she'll start picking up wood, firewood, and bring it back to.
Give me a perception check, both of you, again, quick.
Got it. Sean.
24.
Sean. That one. Why?
Jezebel notices as you're walking by, this area's completely surrounded and a little bit deeper, so it's got like head-high walls in it.
So, should we probably set up over here?
Well, that works. I'm not against
Yeah.
it.
It might
Restarian, you've gone snowblind and can't see a lot of things right now.
I can't see shit. There's too much white.
Move that there, so I don't have to make another one.
Yeah, just basically, as we pile up get the wood piled up, I'm just gonna pop a prestidigitation, since it specifically says you can instantaneously light or snuff a candle, a torch, or small campfire.
Also, I'm gonna cast Lesser Restoration on you, so that cures blindness.
That was a reference to
That was a
basically snow
joke.
blindness means it's pure white, you can't see anything.
Oh, I thought he was. I know.
Now it's just looking at so much white for so long, you can't really
Your
tell anything apart.
your brain just
Yeah,
kind of disassociates for a bit. So just once you look around and here, he's fine.
Okay. So never mind then. If I know sometimes you get so blindness if you just stare at the white snow so long, the light reflects off the snow, and not that you might as well be looking at the sun. So, hence why I figured you might need restoration.
So I
But
went
never mind
ahead
then.
and lit up pile of the pile of wood that we set down, or at least the
Okay.
portion that we set up for the bonfire, or the bonfire.
Okay, before that's going, both of you give me a survival check again. Not a survival check, a Constitution saving throw. This time.
You got it, dude.
That's a 4.
18.
Okay. Yep. Restarian's been fighting it off okay, but Jezebel, as you're kind of getting the wood over there, you notice both basically your arms and legs are just completely numb.
Oh, that's not good.
If you don't get warmed up soon, you're gonna start getting frostbite.
You're comfortably numb.
Because according to your character sheet there, your character design, yeah, they're just completely exposed. Restarian's at least got
Yes.
armor and clothing on.
Yep. So we're gonna start immediately lighting a fire.
Well,
Oh.
yes, I'm basically able to light it with just prestidigitation, just kind of like a flourish and a snap.
Yep. She'll kind of sit next to as the fire goes off and gets set up. And just kind of bundle herself as best she can.
So at this point, you still have only brought over like half the wood.
She's gonna warm herself so she's less numb before she goes back for
Well,
the rest of the wood.
you stay here and warm up. I'm gonna go get some more of the wood.
Thank you.
Yeah, my boy's not really a strong boy, but he's gonna kind of head back out to get some more of the firewood.
Yeah, it'd take you a few trips, because you're not, like I said, the strongest, which, remember at Jezebel, you do at least have a positive strength score, right?
Yep.
I
And
have
what's...
a flat 10.
Yeah.
I have a 13.
Nothing great, but, better.
I'm not meant for manual labor. I'm a musician at trade.
Let's say it takes you about 5 trips to get it all back. You're starting to get a little numb each time you do it, but you're getting back to the heat, so it kind of offsets itself. You don't get too cold during it, but cold enough you start feeling it.
Hey, we got a nice little mound of firewood to keep it going for at least a good little while.
I'd say you got enough to keep you going for a day now. Totally blasted a tree to do it, but hey, you got firewood for a day.
Hey, that tree was already dead.
Exactly, and the pine needles that were brown really lit up good when you used the prestidigitation to start the fire. If you've ever lit dry pine needles on fire, those things burn good and quick.
Got that good snap, crackle, pop to them.
Yup.
Yep.
Actual legitimate survival skills. If you need to start a fire, you find dead pine needles. They are great kindling.
And apparently, what a lot of the Boy Scout troops will do is they'll have, before they go out, they'll have like the kids and people get like bring dryer lint, because that's also good for a fire starter.
Or soak some stuff in wax. Like cardboard soaked in wax is a good long fire thing if you need it in a survival situation. But anyways, who wants to skin the rabbit?
Let me see. Let me see. I would like to try skinning the rabbit because I'm good with my hand and good with a blade. If Jezebel has a blade I can use
Or
Uh,
guidance she can give?
I was
and
gonna
a
say
guidance.
she was gonna give guidance. Also, I don't think she has a blade though, like a knife or anything.
Yeah. This is why we had a hard time the first time because I don't have a cutting blade. I got a stabby blade. Okay, hold on. Let me just check my entertainer's pack. Make sure I've got nothing in there that it can double as a blade.
And you can't conjure anything with prestidigitation for like a small knife.
No,
Damn.
that's not how it works.
You know, I think I'm used to how it works, but not anymore. Let's see. I got a priest. Let's see.
You don't
Do I
have
have a priest
anything in
pack?
your kit or pack that you've got?
Let me check my priest pack. See. Oh, hey. There's a backpack, a blanket, which she's gonna immediately pull out and wrap herself with. Tinderbox, almond box. Oh, there's 2 days of rations and a water skin, but no knife. 2 boxes of incense, a censer, vestments, 2 days. Nope.
Okay, give me a survival check here then, quick. Both of you
Oh
can.
boy. 23. And you have the guidance. It's Zane.
Mm, mm. 18.
Did
Yep.
you roll the guidance?
Oh,
Yeah, roll D4.
21.
Okay, so yeah, both of you looking around here, you do find kind of a broken off rock that's got kind of a sharp edge to it that you could probably use as a makeshift knife to help skin the rabbit. You just maybe just
Yeah,
want to clean it a bit by putting it in the fire to warm it up and everything like that.
We could have got we could have tried to take something off the giant, like if he I don't remember if he had like an axe or something, or a knife or anything. But yeah, I'll put the
we do have that frozen meat we can probably warm up as well.
yeah, but the meat will hold. It's frozen. This rabbit is fresh.
That's fair.
So I'll take some snow, kind of brush off the edges of the rock, put it in the fire to try to clean it up.
Okay, so yeah, if you can do that, give me a sleight of hand or survival check to get it cleaned.
Get it cleaned. Are you talking about cleaning the rock or skinning the rabbit?
Skinning the rabbit, because cleaning the rock is not gonna be hard. That's obviously you could take a 10 and you'd be fine.
Eh. A minute. I will go ahead and make an attempt with a sleight of hand and this knife-like rock and the glorious assistance of Jezebel. Skin this bun and knock it a 1.
Yay, it's not a 1.
16.
Yeah, you're able to get the pelt off there nice and good. You got it's one consistent piece of fur, as well as the rabbit meat is all good and intact. Got the skull removed, all the intestines out and thrown off kind of the side where they're not gonna cause any trouble for you. And I should be, as long as you don't mess up the cook, you should have a fine, good rabbit, and you can kind of use the pelt as a kind of a makeshift blanket. A small one, but a makeshift blanket nonetheless.
Hooray.
Yay.
All we need is like a dozen more of these and we have a coat. Or a vest.
Or a hat.
Or a hat. Bunny
Nice little
hat.
cap.
Honestly, you have enough there, you could probably make a small hat out of it.
Bun fur hat.
So by all means, let's cook the rabbit up first.
Who is going to do the cooking?
Not it. Given the last few rolls, and plus, yeah, no. I can assist though.
I can try. An attempt will be made. Will it be edible? I don't know, but we can find out.
Yeah. So first off, let me ask: would I have to roll to add to Zane's roll?
I was saying if you're just assisting, it gives him advantage. So, how do you wish to cook said rabbit?
Look at that right there. We got them little piece of rabbit meat. What we could do right here is we can take these pieces. I can take the stone, just as we already cut it into pieces. What I can do is I can go ahead and take some of these lighter sticks from the wood pile. I can go ahead and skewer the just kind of brush any needles off, kind of skewer it on, make these rabbit kebabs, and go ahead and put it over the fire. Or kind of like stick them into the dirt, into the snow, kind of around the campfire, these little rabbit kebabs, and have it kind of try to cook it that way.
Okay. Roll me a, let's say, survival, or what would be another one you could do?
Did you want survival?
Yeah, I'm just going to say survival on that.
Yeah, I don't think there's anyone that.
Roll survivor. I mean survival.
Eh. Don't roll me. I have a headache.
Yeah. Rocking and a rolling, splishing and a splashing. Over the horizon, survival we see.
The guidance.
18.
Yeah, what you do is you essentially spatchcock the rabbit carcass. You get a nice kind of spread out kind of whole slab of meat. You get put on different sticks and kind of just put over the fire just enough. It starts cooking on one side. That side gets done. Get it flipped up, pick it up, flip it over. Get the other side cooked nice and good. So it's all. I forget if rabbit's one you can cook medium rare, but it's gonna say I don't know it. Get it all fully cooked and everything. Just to the point where it's still juicy, but not, undercooked. And you got a good prepared rabbit.
Woo. I did it. I did a thing. Cooked a rabbit. It's gonna be bland, but it'll be juicy and tender.
Really?
Give me a perception check now, for both of you.
Cool. What else smelled the cooking of my rabbit? We're just gonna find out.
14.
3, 2, 1, bam. Another damn one!
Jezebel, you notice that it's starting to snow and get a little windier, and the fire is going to kind of be threatened to maybe be snuffed out.
Snow's picking up. So is the wind. We're starting at all the remaining firewood, right?
Yep, you got all the remaining firewood kind of stacked behind the steps behind you, so that it's good and safe.
Alright, Didn't realize nothing about survival out in the wilderness. Neither do I. So she's gonna start strengthening the fire. I hope that helps.
What'd you say you're gonna do?
Strengthen the fire, unless someone wants to cast Lehman's tiny hut again.
I'm saving those for the state of emergency where we lose the fire and we got nothing else, because I can only do that a couple times.
That's fair. Don't you get your spells back at the end of the day?
Yeah, you should have had a full rest. You should have gotten your spell slot for that back.
I did get my well, yeah, I got my spell slot back, but still, we can't just be spamming long rests.
Fair enough.
We'll run out of food that way.
How are you going to reinforce the fire?
Adding more wood, obviously.
Keep in mind that'll cut down your full day to half a day's worth of wood if you wanted to make it a bigger fire.
Yeah.
Where is the wind? Is it the specific like side the wind is blowing in from?
I'm going to say it's blowing in. Rod on there. Wind just on the. What am I doing? Blowing this way.
Hmm.
And where do we have the wood stacked?
Basically, let's say you kind of
That's
stacked it back here under some of these stairs.
I was gonna say I didn't know if we wanted to put something on this side, kind of like a windbreak. If we had something, whether it be the wood or something to put as a bit of a windbreak, so it can minimize the amount of wind blowing directly on the fire. But that's just a theory, a survival theory.
Ah.
That could work.
Lead on. Yeah. Again, neither the player nor the character knows anything about survival in the wilderness. So whoever's got like a
But
brighter
I'm
idea.
making an educated guess. No, as you would say, I'm making an educated wish.
Yeah.
Let's do it. I'm gonna just start moving the some of the larger chunks of wood to try to more or less to this side where the wind is blowing in to kind of make a bit of a windbreak or a little bit of a barrier so the wind isn't blowing directly on the fire.
Yep. And Jezebel will help.
Okay, so yeah, you make a nice pile of wood to kind of shield the fire from the wind, and that seems to do the trick.
Cool. Oh yeah, I did use one spell slot that I had gotten back already because I attempted the sending.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, as it gets later, do, do you have any other ideas of what we're supposed to be doing here, Jezebel?
Honestly, not a clue.
So I'm going to say, as time passes, since you did the long rest at kind of a weird hour, it is now kind of being it's nighttime now. Still kind of snowing pretty good, so you can't see the stars or anything like that. Wind really hasn't changed. But you're starting to get hungry again. And the rabbit is gone.
Sure. Well, we've got the chunks of meat. We can basically take one of the sticks. If there's like a stick in the wood pile, kind of jam the stab it through the chunk of meat and kind of put it up near the fire so it'll kind of cook and turn it every so often.
I'm gonna say this is like a 30-pound slab of meat.
I thought you said we each had like a chunk. You didn't
Yeah.
say how large a chunk.
I should have mentioned, yeah, they're like 20, 30-pound chunks of meat. Just for a giant to eat. They're big chunks of meat.
So let's warm up one then.
Sure, it wouldn't really surprise me if it was a 30-pound chunk, or if it was just kind of like a 5-pound chunk would also make sense. Just kind of pop it. £5 slab of meat would still be a good little snack bite for a giant.
So basically, you like set it on a rock next to the fire to start cooking it slowly. And then start shawarma slicing off slices as it gets cooked.
That sounds like a plan. I'm gonna make, as we're kind of dealing with our food issue. I want to try to at least see if I can get a message through. I'm gonna try one more time with what I've got. Same message to Lucky, seeing if she even gets the message, she has any clue or any idea what we can do to try to get out of here.
Okay, can you repeat the message because I forgot what you said?
Goddamn. It was something along the lines of, I might not have the wording exactly correct, but we basically figured it out at 25 words along the lines of, "Hey Lucky, it's Restarian. Larry sent us to Frozen Hellscape. Only visible structure ruins. Killed Ice Giant. No idea how to get back. Any ideas?"
This time you do get a response. Oh, sending. Yes. Generally, he will send you back once he's satisfied with whatever it is he wanted you to do there. It always changes.
I feel bad because I looked where I shouldn't be looking.
Give me a perception check.
We got company. Perception. Please, not another nat 1. It's a 2, but it's an 8.
22.
As Jezebel, you feel a thud. 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 Does anybody speak giant?
No, but I know since I do have my spells up to date.
Let me check. No.
Well, now you do.
As you start to getting closer, you hear. You cast it after you hearing the first things. I'll find you! I'll avenge my brother!
So, good news and bad news.
Roll for initiative.
We're rolling for initiative. This is just in like the 10 seconds while we're rolling for initiative. Good news and bad news. We know what he wants, but he's pissed that we killed his brother, so he wants to kill us. Or she. They want to kill us because we killed their brother. Let me click on my token before I forget. Now we roll good, huh?
Yeah.
Well, you're up first then.
I had to update my... Oh, yeah, that is, That's a thing. Yeah. 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 Um. Yeah. That don't do shit. That's not really. That. Oh. Gotta kind of. Are these stairs up to the upper level?
Essentially, yeah.
Just wanted to kind of make sure, so I'm gonna kind of walk up to this upper level here and look out to where the sound is coming from. Kind of try to figure out what the hell where it is.
Fee, fi, fo, fum. You're fucking dead, you sons of bitches. Who did you cast tongues on, by the way, Jezebel?
Restarian.
Okay, so yeah, he's the only one hearing this.
Yeah, it's whoever he don't fucking know how to rhyme. But hello. I just kind of I hold my action.
Okay. Jezebel, you are up then.
Let's see. Jezebel's going to raid the fences and cast. Yeah, we're gonna first off cast spiritual weapon, and he's gonna cast it directly here.
Where?
Let's see.
Down diagonal to where I am. Is that where you wanted it?
Yeah.
Can you control that token that is put on the field?
Yes, I can.
Perfect. If you want, you can give me a picture to use as an actual thing for that.
Yeah. I gotta find something first, but yes, I will do that.
You know, the last campaign I was playing a cleric for my spiritual weapon. I had to take the shape of a raven because that's what who I was the cleric of.
Yeah.
So I had a picture of a raven. Yeah.
So I got that amazing artwork done for Kavna, and that story just died.
Yeah, that was still a bonus action. You still got your movement and standard action.
Action. She's gonna hold until see what Restarian does.
Okay.
Anything else spell-wise requires another action.
Yep. Id. And he chucks a rock at my D4 Caltrap. That's going to be a 23 to your AC, Restarian.
You know what? I think that might just actually hit my AC of 15.
It's fine.
Just a maybe.
Kind of a moment of, wait, what's that? Oh, shit.
As you take... I rolled low, only 20 bludgeoning damage. As a rock smacks you right in the face.
My everything. My face. Ow.
And how long are you going to hold your action?
just say until he turned hostile, because I didn't know if he was gonna talk or just start chucking shit.
Sounds like he's not here to talk.
Yeah, you're the
Oh.
closest things to this brother's corpse. He's pissed.
Yeah, and rightfully so. He doesn't know we did it, even though we did do it. We did it, but he don't know we did it. He's just assuming, but he is assuming correctly.
Unfortunate.
Unfortunate. So, I'm basically just gonna go ahead and... Sorry. We are level 10. I'm gonna hit him with a vicious mockery. I'm going to mock him viciously.
Okay. That's what's the DC save on that?
Hold on 1 second. DC save 17 wisdom.
Yeah, he fails.
Damn it, we thought your brother was ugly. It must really run in the family.
And what's damage?
6 psychic, 6 emotional damage.
Oh, does he get like a debuff on his next roll?
Yeah, he gets his next attack is a disadvantage.
Okay.
Hold on.
So I think the corner needs to be adjusted.
Yeah, and it
Thank you.
has disadvantage on the next attack roll it makes before the end of its next turn.
Okay. And Jezebel, you were holding your action as well?
Yeah, which is also see what Restoring does, or if Restoring goes in for violence. Since violence is now on the menu, is off the menu on the table. She's going to cast. She's going to say a prayer to Paylor. And summon Flame Strike. Because it's nice and far away enough to do so.
Meow, meow. It's the meow meow in the hall.
And that's
DC, he has to make a DC of Dexterity
Dex,
saving
okay.
throw of DC 16.
okay. That's a nat 1 for him, so
Yep, so centered right upon him, a pillar of fire sulfur drops down. He takes 46 fire damage and 46 radiant damage. I will. So
double
24
14.
damage and 28
14,
damage in total.
14.
As he kind of stumbles to his knees and kind of falls forward as he kind of fumbles trying to get away from that attack. And that's going to cost him some movement his next turn. But Restarian, you are up again.
Also, don't I get my bonus action?
No, because you cast a spiritual weapon.
That's right, yeah, still the same turn. Okay, yeah, never mind.
Does that stay in place, or no? The flame strike disappears, right?
Yeah.
Basically, just a blast of divine light that hurts for a bit and then goes away.
Got it.
Basically, anything that would have been in a 10-foot radius would have been scorched by it.
Cool.
I can't remember if I ever used that spell in Wimpy's campaign. I don't remember what level we were when it fell apart.
Am I able to drop down from this wall and kind of run up to this guy, or is that not feasible with my movement?
Yeah, you could do that. I always say jumping down. If you jump down, it's only like I said for you, it'd be a slightly over head high. That far is not going to be any difficulty to it.
Okay. Make my way up to this boyo. Aye. I'm gonna use my bonus action to second wind. Which gets me... I can never remember second wind. 1d10 plus fighter level, okay. So 1d10 plus 2. I should figure out a way to set that up in there.
There should be you to add like a little counter for it.
Wow. You know what? Every bit helps. I'm gonna try to stab him with my jabby stick, my rapier.
It rolled a hit.
Yeah. All right. Stab 1. Stab 2.
Those both hit.
So, with my second stab, I'm going to use my defensive flourish, but I'm going to leave the blade in. So this is the first one. Second one. The second one, I add my D8. Fine, cool. I get my +2 to AC for right now. So he goes and takes those 2 stabs.
I see what's about to happen here.
Yeah, I bet you know it's about to happen.
Anything else you want to do?
Yeah, I'm gonna pop my action surge and upcast a heat metal.
I was right.
That's the only thing I can really desirably do if I'm leaving the blade in there. I'm upcasting it to level 4. Because that's my highest spell slot I have right now.
Okay, so yeah, that blade stuck in him can't be avoided, so roll damage.
Cast to a level 4. Submit. Metal, blah, blah, blah. You pass on any creature in physical contact with it takes 2d fire damage when you cast a spell. Creatures holding them can't take damage. If it can't drop the weapon, it has disadvantage on... If it can't drop the object, it has disadvantage on attack rolls and ability checks till the start of my next turn. So it'll take the 17 fire damage, and if it can't remove the object, it'll have disadvantage on its attack rolls and ability checks.
Okay, anything else you can do?
Nope, that's pretty much what I can do. I rolled pretty shit on that. Actually, no.
No,
mid.
those rolls weren't very good.
I rolled a 5 and a 6 on D8s. The 4 and the 2 weren't that good, though. Yep,
It
that
could have
was
been
my
better.
turn. Could have been better, but it could have been worse, too.
With that, Jezebel, you are up.
A bonus action to send the mace up 20 feet. Or the morning star, I should say. Can't do anything from there, but I have to wait till next turn. And for my standard action, let's do a Sacred Flame. DC 16. Let's see. Dodge. With dexterity.
Unfortunately for you, he is actually going to make that save.
Even with the disadvantage?
No, that's only ability checks and attack rolls.
Oh, attack rolls. Okay, yeah, not saving throws.
Same thing with the, whatchamacallit, the Vicious Mockery. That's only on attack rolls for the disadvantage.
Yeah.
Okay. That is my turn.
That one's up all or nothing one. It doesn't have a half damage on a miss.
Nope.
Okay.
Sacred Flame is a cantrip. It's all or nothing.
Okay. So with that, this guy is going to take a swing at you with his great axe, Ristarian. With disadvantage.
Well, disadvantage for 2 reasons. I've got my cloak, and it's also got a burn and stick in him.
And technically you have the Vicious Mockery, but so there's no quadruple disadvantage.
No, sadly, no quadruple or triple disadvantage.
Unfortunately, I still rolled pretty decent with that. It's going to be 18 to your AC.
Yeah, you just barely hit. I'd raised my AC to 17.
That's going to be 27 slashing damage.
Yeah, he just goes wide-eyed. He knows this is going to hurt. You said 27?
Yep.
Ow.
And then with his second attack, that's going to be 19 to your AC.
Yeah, that will hit. Hopefully for not as much.
And that's going to be 30 slashing damage.
Say 30?
30.
I am down.
Good. Hold on, I get.
With that, he's going to start stumbling this way. That's all the farther he's going to get.
Okay.
Roll that death saving throw.
Let's go.
And concentration drops since you went unconscious, right?
Yeah, let me see. I think heat metal's a concentrate.
Yeah, it literally says
Yeah.
concentration.
Yeah, that just drops. But I passed my death save.
Okay,
That's all I can do.
Jezebel, you are up.
Alright, we are going to cast. I'm going to cast Cure Wounds on Ristarian at 3rd level.
Cure Wounds is a touch.
This? Ah, fuck.
Yeah, it's healing word that's range.
Or Cure Mass Wounds is the one that's not touch.
Or Cure Mass Wounds is the one that's not touch, yeah. Either Cure Mass Wounds or Healing Word. Regular Cure Wounds is a touch.
Well, in this case, Mass Healing Word. Which sucks because it's Mass Healing Word. But, whatever. So 1d4 plus. Restore, you heal. Two plus 6. And let me get all my bullshit out. 2 plus 4 is 6. Plus better 4. It's 10. Plus nerf. I'm reading that right, because I know there's you. And then you. I could have sworn there was another one. See, you heal 10 hit points. And I think, Nah, that's me getting the busted healer, so that's why like you gain 10 hit points.
10?
So you're back up. Yep.
That is a bonus action. You still got your standard action.
Can I sack my stand for my bonus to have the mace attack?
I will allow that, yeah.
Because I think, yeah, I'd use a bonus action typically to, I just read that. The bonus action, you move the weapon, and then...
It did walk into your, floating mace.
Yeah. Let me see. It 1d8 plus spellcasting modifier, so 1d8.
It still has to hit, but...
Yeah.
$18 will hit.
Yeepers. They cast that level 2, so 11 force damage.
So he quite literally walks into the mace face first.
Clank, clang. I know the first one.
I'd say it's only knee level to him, so you cap him in the kneecap with it.
How badly hurt does this guy look?
He's looking pretty beat up.
Okay.
He does have a pretty good burn, and a rapier is still stuck in his leg. But it is now his turn. Check something with him here. And he's going to swing that great axe at you. It's going to be 18 to your AC.
Does not hit.
Swings again. 20 to your AC.
That hits.
Okay. $21 slashing damage.
Yeah,
And that
hurt.
That ends his turn. Restarian, you are up.
And I am up, yes. Barely so, but I am alive. Hold on. Hodor. I should have done this before. Hold on. I forget. Is it a standard or bonus action to drink a potion?
I'd say it can be a bonus.
Because I've got 2 potions of greater healing. I want to chug one of those down before I stand up. And greater, as I have marked down, it's 44 plus 4, right? for the greater.
What is it again?
I want to make sure I have it written down correctly.
Greater is 44 plus 4.
Got it rolling. That is literally like as mid as it could be.
And remember, your rapier is still stuck in his leg.
Yep, I have a plan. I'm gonna stand up and look over at this big chungus. Can I see my rapier sticking out of his leg?
Yep.
Kind of little cough of some potion and some blood. Oh, it's time for the real. Time to feel the burn once again. Fuck you. I'm gonna hit him with my last level 4 slot and re-slam that heat metal. So I'm gonna need that. Actually, no, it's not a save. There's
No,
stuff
it just
inside
hits.
him. So I'm gonna need to roll them damage bones one more time. Level 4. Wow.
Wow.
Oof.
13 fire damage. 13 fire damage, and his next action or ability check is at disadvantage. Or his attacks and ability checks are at disadvantage unless he can pull that out.
Anything else you can do?
Chugged the potion, cursed him out, stood up, burned him. Nope, that's all I can do.
Jezebel, you are up.
Bonus action to move and clonk him in the head once again.
Roll to
Or
hit.
kneecap. 15.
15 will match that AC, so.
So it does not hit.
Yep.
Alright.
As you fail to Tanya Harding him.
It's okay, I've got
Forget
another
it. Did
attack.
you do it? You gotta exceed it to hit?
Yeah, I see. Not
It's
easy
just been a
peasy.
while.
Now Jezebel's attack? Sorry, she would move forward.
Yep, you would have to move forward because he did have reach.
Yep. I still have a move action, so move forward, attack. I'm pretty sure a critical hit will.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure a natural 20 will hit this guy.
Just barely, but you might pull it off.
And the Divine Strike. That is
22 plus
22
12,
plus 12.
34.
34 damage.
Okay, he is still standing, but he looks like he's about to go down at any second. Anything else you can do?
Nope, that's it. That's my standard action as well as my bonus. And move.
Well, seeing as you're closer to him right now, he's going to make another swing at you with his great axe. That's going to be 20 to your AC.
That will hit.
That's going to be 20 slashing damage.
Dude, not looking good.
And that's going to be 19 to your AC.
That meets it. So tie goes to me.
Yep.
That's not hit.
That will end his turn.
Astarion, if you don't mind, could you please finish him? As he spits to spitting out blood.
What do you wish to do?
There it goes.
Well, since I still have concentration on my level 4 heat metal, I'm just gonna slap him with those 48 of damage again.
Okay. Roll damage.
And up, boost heat. 19 fire damage.
Oh, now it's good. I will say that if he rolled all ones, he would have lived. But how do you want him to die?
Mm-hmm.
So that rapier is still seared into his leg. As he holds out his hand towards the blade, he more or less just turns his hand before clenching it into a fist as flames erupt from outside, from basically erupt from the rapier that's jammed into him, roasting his leg and basically just causing him to roast from the inside.
So it's like the tendons in his kneecap give out. He kind of crumbles to that side and falls over.
Yeah.
Love, I'm sorry.
Just kind of roasts his leg. He collapses down.
Just when this guy collapses, just tired.
Taking my sword.
As you hear a clapping in your head. Oh. So you did it. Those two frost giants, Loth and Frey. Oh, they were such a pain in my side. But you did it! Yay! You're lucky they didn't attack you at the same time. Might not have gone as well as it did. Oh well. Well, I bet you're tired of freezing your nipples off out there, so I'll send you back home now. See you when you wake up. And that is where we're going to end this session for the day.